All right. Hey there, everybody, and welcome to our show. It's called Tournament Horse Racing. My name is Rich Sharp. I'm going to be the host for tonight's show. And what we've done is for Tournament Horse Racing, we've taken the horse racing calendar, we've broken it up into four separate horse racing tournaments throughout the year. Excuse me. Each one of those tournaments consists of 10 individual racing days, and that's actually what you're going to go watch tonight is one of those individual racing days, which are broken up into four individual races. Whoever wins the most money during those four individual races wins the tournament for that day. Whoever wins the most amount of money throughout the 10 tournaments wins the individual tournament. We actually keep track throughout the entire year. We actually have a year-end champion at the end of the year, and that's how we do it here on Tournament Horse Racing. Uh, I've got normally three partners in crime. There's two of them who are here. There's a third one who's coming, I believe. And I'm going to go ahead and just get right into it. I'm going to introduce those to you. They're both out here in California with me, just a little bit to the north of me in Menifee, California. Steve Newsom, how's life been treating you, my friend?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just learning new tools.
Learning new tools. That's right. A little thoroughgraph conversation going prior
Yeah,
to the,
yeah.
yeah, Steve coming of age here. All right. And gonna go swing down just a bit to the south of me, and he's in Temecula, California. He knows all about Thoroughgraph. Joe English, hey, what's new and exciting in your neck of the woods, my friend?
Nothing really, Rich. Steve, don't show anything you've seen on Thoroughgraph or anything like that. Don't show
Oh
anything
no,
you've
no. Like I
seen
said, I
behind
haven't
you.
even actually
You'll
seen a
get in
chart yet.
trouble. None of that. But otherwise, doing
All right. As I mentioned, we've normally got a fourth partner in crime that participates on this crazy little tournament that we've created. His name is Ray Torado. He actually resides all the way across the country in Staten Island, New York. And he will join us hopefully within just a few minutes here, and we'll get going in the tournament portion of the show. For those of you who have joined us and who have seen our show before, I just do have a little bit of disclaimer for you in that Ray, Steve, Joe, and myself, we're all horse players. We really enjoy the game of horse playing, but we are by no means selling our picks or encouraging you to bet the picks that we have here on Tournament Horse Racing. We really do this just because we all love the game of horse racing, and we really hope that you do as well. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to keep on talking, but what I'll do is I'm going to start sharing my screen with you. And what I'll do is I'll share what happened last week here on Tournament Horse Racing. Actually, that's not what happened last week. That's what's going to happen tonight when we go ahead and switch our attention up to San Francisco, specifically up to Berkeley, California, and we take a look at Golden Gate Fields. So let me go ahead and swing over here, and we have, let's see. Okay. Last week, we went out to, yeah, I know. I get some crazy pop-ups on my screen as well, and that was the weather that we're getting ready to look at for San Francisco, California. But last week, we were down there in Hot Springs, Arkansas for the Oaklawn Handicap. It was the first racing day of the new tournament. So this tournament is called the Triple Crown. And as you can see, the gates came flying open. I don't know what happened, guys. I mean, nobody,
Yeah.
yeah, no, nobody went real far. This, stalled in the gate, came out slowly, started slowly, veered, whatever you want to say. The four of us did not quite put it up. I did actually manage to struggle ahead for a victory there, just with $13.40. I am almost ashamed to say that puts me in first place with $13.40. Jill and Steve trailing closely behind me, since of course nobody has any money anyway, so it's very close. And that's what we're going to do. Kind of an exciting night for us. I was hoping that Ray would have joined us by now because he deserves to be a part of this. Golden Gate Fields does not show up very often, either in the modern iteration of tournament horse racing. This is the first time for tournament horse racing we've ever covered Golden Gate Fields. It did not show up very often in the records for the predecessor of this show, which was Broke Guys Handicapping. It has not been a popular track, so I was kind of excited to see it for tonight for April the 29th. As you can see there, the California Derby and the California Oaks, I believe, are all scheduled to be part of it. I think the San Francisco Mile is really the one that we're looking at here. We're going to start off with race number 8. You guys shout out, let me know. I can't actually see you out there, so let me know if Ray shows up. And hang on one second.
while you're chugging, Rich, just everybody should be getting excited. Oaks week, Derby week, 2 shows next week. Could be awesome.
Oh, excellent. Thank you for reminding me, Joe. Yeah, we will. We'll actually do two episodes of Tournament Horse Racing. So one is going to cover the Friday, the Kentucky Oaks. We'll actually be on Thursday night, and then we'll be back on our normal time on Friday night when we'll go, of course, do the Kentucky Derby. Before I get started with race number 8, let's go ahead and take a look at the weather for Saturday, April the 29th, up there in San Francisco, California. The race starts right around this 4 o'clock time frame. So as you can see, partly cloudy, very, very slim chance of rain. Seems like very good horse racing weather. Again, we're going to start off with race number 8. The post time for this particular 4-race sequence will be 4:51 Pacific time. We're going to start off with race number 8. They're going 6 furlongs on the all-weather track. That is a Tapeta surface. We'll turn it over to Steve Newsom a little later. He'll give you a vivid description of what Tapeta is made of. Anyway, they're going to start off with the Lost in the Fog Stakes. The purse is $75,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward. And your morning line favorite, get used to hearing this, is in post number 2. Trained by Tim McKenna, ridden by Frank Alvarado. Top Harbor is your 9-5 Golden Gate morning line favorite. And lo and behold, Steve, actually, you're going to get to go first. Who do you like in the Lost in the Fog?
I like the 6, Creative Peak. Because once you get to the peak, you should be over the fog.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's not really why, but
Yeah.
no, the horse has been running on turf and dirt, so it doesn't look like he's ran on an all-weather track yet. But he's put up some nice speed figures on the dirt, and at 12-1, you got a good jockey and a good trainer. They haven't really hooked up for too many races yet, but the jockey's 24% with sprints too. I don't know much about Evan Roman or Samuel Calorio, but the horse, like I said, I think the all-weather track should be more similar to dirt and probably put up competitive speed figures. So I'll take a chance at 12-1.
Nice. We're going to have to skip over Ray because he's going to be second in line here. So we've got a blank spot there. Joe, you want to step in? You'll go your third.
Yeah, sure. Give me the horse just to the outside of Creative. 7, Crazy Dreams. This to me is just a speed play. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of speed in this race at all. This guy's been on the lead going long. He does show one race in his PPs, but it was his debut where he was sprinting up at Golden Gate, and he was basically ahead off the lead that day. So this guy seems to just like he's going to be in front. I don't know that there's that much that's going to challenge him early, and with all the great route races he has, he should have enough stamina to hold off any closers in this race. Like I said, this was a speed play for me. 4-1 on Crazy Dreams with Irving Orozco in the saddle. So give me the 7, Crazy Dreams. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I got to think about that. That's actually my top pick. That's I've got Crazy Dreams as well. Irving Orozco and Isidro Tamayo. Um, just to give us a little bit of diversity here on tonight's show, we're missing Ray right now and things like that. I'll go ahead and switch it off to my backup horse. I do have a slash. So I've got a slash on the page. I'll go with the 3. This is a shipper from Southern California. So this is a strong play from Southern California. Steve Miotti does very well with shippers. So this is, as you see there, he's 27. He hits 27% with those. And he didn't just ship himself up from California. Lo and behold, he actually, picked up Umberto Rispoli and said, "Why don't you come with me?" And so the horse has been racing on the turf, as we all know. They're going to be racing on the gray dirt tomorrow, the Tapeta surface, the all-weather, whatever it is you like. There's a lot of metrics out there that'll show you that switching from turf and Tapeta back and forth, that's a little bit easier, or a lot easier, I guess I should say, than being on the dirt. And this horse did win his last race, going 6.5 furlongs down there at Santa Anita in a 9-horse field. and a starter's allowance price. So moving up in class, obviously moving up to go ahead and go against the stakes company and things like that. But I don't think this is too much of a stretch. I did really like the 7. That was my primary choice. But seeing that Joe's got the 7, I'll go ahead and switch to my backup choice, and I'm gonna go with the 3. Yachty and Umberto Rispoli with Love Sick Blues. All right, let's go ahead and we'll start filling in here for the San Francisco Mile Day. Oops. All right, let me see if I can. Let me try and text our other colleague here, Ray, one more time and see if he's going to join us. And we will go ahead though, and we're not going to hold you up here, and we will move to race number 9. This is the second race in our 4-race sequence here. And this one is called the Golden Poppy Stakes. This one is going a mile and a 16th on the turf. The purse is $75,000. It's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And your morning line favorite, you heard me say it once, you're going to hear me say it again. Post number 2, Nadette, trained by Neil Drysdale, ridden by Armando Ayuso, is 3-1 on the Golden Gate morning line. Excuse me. Ray was slated to go first here. Joe, can you go ahead and hit lead off for him?
Yeah, no worries. I'll pinch it. No biggie. Give me the 10, Ascendancy, for that Irving Orozco guy. I'm going with that Orozco double, 7-10 double.
Yeah.
For OJ Haragi. They actually, very small sample size in my PPs, 3 for 4 this year at Golden Gate and 3 for 5 overall. Just obviously one runner outside of Golden Gate. But I just think this horse has been running good enough speed figures. I don't think finishing 5th in a 7-horse field. I mean, it's not that embarrassing considering the horse has never really gone a mile and a quarter. He's coming back to something he's more familiar with. He's better in this area. Been 0 for 2 on turf. I get that, but he's been running figures enough, and I think he can compete based off of that last race at Santa Anita, coming back up to Northern California. And I don't really care about the post because the post really doesn't make a difference. He's probably going to drop back towards the back of the field anyway. So give me the 10. Didn't want to take all the favorites. Give me the 5-1 with Orozco again, which is Haragi at Golden Gate Fields in the Golden Pop. Rich.
And let's see here. I did want to mention, Golden Poppies. That's our state flower here in California. They are blossoming. You guys might see those photos on the internet. Very popular and things like that. Do not stop on the freeways. All right. I actually went. Joe. I also went away from the favorite. I guess I apparently am following my Southern California roots here. I decided to go with Australia Mia, and that's trained by Mike McCarthy. And once again, ridden by Umberto Rispoli. He's one of the best jockeys on the West Coast, and here he is going up there. As you can see there, did not actually shine exactly in the Santa Ana. Often see a horse that finishes, a mere 59 lengths off the lead, especially with Frankie Dettori aboard. But the horse was okay, and comes right back. He's going to try this one up in San Francisco. Prior to that, had been in the Astra. Had some success down in Chile prior to that. Actually, a lot of success. Again, a lot of faith in Umberto Rispoli. I don't think McCarthy would bring the horse back this quickly if he didn't feel it was sound after that last performance. And so I decided to take a little bit of shot myself with Australia Mia, and that's the 7-horse here. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I've got the same horse, Rich.
Okay.
Australia Mia. Yeah, won 6 races last year. Won 9 out of 18 on turf. So looks like he went out for a stroll on his last time out, but
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the Australia Mia too. I don't know if we're gonna get that 6-1 up with Rispoli and McCarthy though.
It would seem that you see it right. The Southern California horses do usually get a lot of play up there in Northern California. So those kind of connections. All right. So go ahead and fill those in for everybody. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Race number 10. This one is also going a mile and a 16th. This is on the all-weather surface, or the Tapeta, if you like. This is the California Derby. Purse is $100,000. It is for 3-year-olds only. And your morning line favorite is not in post number 2. This one is in post number 8. I believe that is Chase the Chaos, trained by Ed Moger Jr. and ridden by Armando Ayuso. 5-2 on the Golden Gate Fields morning line. And if I'm not mistaken, dun dun dun, that puts me up. And I am not on the favorite one more time. I'm actually just one outside the favorite, though. Beware the Unbeaten Horse. This one is called Prince Abu Dhabi, 3 for 3 lifetime. Came out there at Golden Gate Fields. All 3 of the wins are on this same surface. And you see there, excuse me, that the first race 5.5, next race 6 furlongs, next race a mile. You got to like the progression. Ayuso's a solid jockey here, as you see there. He's hitting at 24%. Him and Blaine Wright don't necessarily have much of a connection, but as you see, Wright himself is at 19% as a jockey. The horse is by Palace Malice, and there's lots to like here. Again, lifetime 3 for 3 at Golden Gate, lifetime 3 for 3 on the all weather. I'm all about Prince Abu Dhabi. Steve.
All right, I'm going with the 5, Phosphorescence. The Mike McCarthy and Umberto Rispoli combination once again. Figure he's got to win one of the 2, right? Maybe both. But no, horse ran a nice race last time out. Took the lead and never relinquished it. But yeah, I kind of expect the same type race. McCarthy, he's like what did they say? 31% there, turf to this all weather track. So got that number going for us too, and yeah, we get if I get 5-1, I'd be happy. 8-1, even better.
All right, Joe.
Okay, I will take. Post isn't the favorite this time. I'll take the 2. I'm going to say it's Parson.
Something like that.
Comes out of the same race as Prince Abu Dhabi. I think the horse might be in front of Prince Abu Dhabi when they hit the turn, the second turn, and maybe get the advantage. And I like the fact that they're adding Blaker after third place finish in that common race. Hopefully, maybe it'll be a little bit more focused. And like I said, I'm hoping he actually gets first run and goes by the leaders early, and then he can hold off Prince Abu Dhabi and the other closers. So I'll take the 2, Billy Anton Georgi, Steve Sherman, if I remember correctly, younger brother of Art Sherman of California Chrome.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I retired.
Yeah, you're right.
So give me the 2, Arsene.
All right, I guess once again, kind of ran back to mommy, so to speak. A horse that's only raced once at Golden Gate Fields. All the other ones were down there in Southern California, either at Del Mar or at Santa Anita. This one's Jam. And that's Asael Espinoza, and who, along with Evan Roman and Irving Orozco, all of those jockeys have all had success down here in Southern California, usually as a apprentice. A couple of those actually have been apprentice of the year down here in Southern California. I think Evan Roman might have won apprentice of the year for the entire country one year. Regardless, a lot of these jockeys we have seen down here in Southern California before, and that includes Aseo Espinoza. And even though him and McCarthy don't have much of a connection there, I think 50% with a very, very small sample size. The horse, McLean's Music, they did pay $280,000 for him. As you see there, those first three tries weren't much to write home to mom about. Lost by 15, lost by 12, lost by 13, before finally picking it up there at Golden Gate Field, gets the win in a 6-horse field, comes back and gets it kind of beat up at Santa Anita again. So I'm hoping that this is the right spot or the right connection for jam session. Steve.
You know what? I just.
Rich, we just did this race. You took Prince Abu Dhabi. What's going
Oh,
on?
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get?
Oh, okay. I thought I was lost there for a second.
You know what?
Yeah, no.
Which race
I'm
was
sorry. I'm sorry. I got stuck on the wrong page.
He got stuck in the same race.
So this is our finale, correct?
Race 11, yeah.
Yeah. And this is going 1 mile on the turf, and this is the San Francisco Mile. It's a grade 3. The purse is for $250,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upward. And your morning line favorite in this one, this one's back into post number 2. Boundlikoff is 9-5 on the Golden Gate morning line, trained by Phil D'Amato and ridden by Umberto Rispoli. Steve, go ahead and kick us off again.
All right. I like the 6, Lamplighter Jack. 8-1, got Abel Cedillo on board.
There you go.
What's that?
That's the 6 that I had from the previous race. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Horses 3-1-0 in 6 races on the turf. Won his last race. Lifetime's got is 11-3-1 in 24 races, so nice winning percentage there, and has been running well in workouts over the last few months. So I'm gonna say this horse may continue to improve, and I'll take the 8-1 with the Lamplighter Jack.
That's going to be Joe.
Joe.
Rich, I will take the second betting choice, the 9, Dicey Mo Chara. Leonard Powell is pretty conservative horseman. If I think, at least I think he is, and I don't think he'd run this horse back 3 weeks after the Charlie Whittingham, where he ran a good second. If the horse wasn't doing well,
Yeah,
he gets an outside box. I don't think that really matters. He's been running against pretty good horses. Flashiest, Gray Wizard, who just won yesterday at Keeneland, Master of Foxhounds, Golden Phoenix, were all in his PPs. The only concern I have is that Braden Van Dyke has hit a pretty bad slump. In 2023, he's 1 for 45, which obviously is not ideal.
Wow.
I'm going to assume that he's getting aboard this horse because I'm assuming Waternet is staying in SoCal for 6 races tomorrow. I think they have a 12-race card tomorrow. But other than that, I like everything about Dicey Marchar. So the 9 is 3-1 in the finale. Rich.
I did go with the 6 here. I went with Lamplighter Jack. In addition to what Steve had in there with that, this has got that progression that I like. The East Coast horse has got a lot of experience there over at Gulfstream Park, both on the turf, on the synthetic, and then apparently a couple of races that were washed off the turf. So the horse has got a lot of the East Coast experience. So East Coast turf horse coming out to the West and already had one race here in the West, and kind of won that one a little bit easily. As the favorite, Lamplighter Jack is stepping up in class today. I'm not really not very familiar with a lot of the trainers up there, to be honest with you. So, Librado Baraccio. I do know Abel Cedillo. That's another one of the Southern California jockeys. I think he came originally from Northern California and then had a lot of success down in Southern California. So, I went with Lamplighter Jack just like Steve did. questions. That's 9. All right. Did I get those correct? Oh, I don't know if that was
99.
Yeah, somebody's got a 99. That's my mouse doing that. All right. That was correct.
Give me my 9 and
Oh,
Yeah,
of
so
course.
yeah,
That,
you gotta
that,
put Joe's
that,
in.
yeah,
other than that, it's fine.
that was the 9. That was the other 9.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we're good.
No, I didn't hear from Ray, so let me go ahead and
Yeah.
let me stop sharing my screen. Come on back to you.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I saw your text originally.
Yeah, and for those of you who are, that's kind of how we do it here on Tournament Horse Racing. So we each get our turn. And for anyone who's wondering, we do use the Brisnet forms that are available on twinspires.com. They are free if you place a bet during your betting sequence. So, for instance, tomorrow, if you pick up the forms for Golden Gate Fields and you go ahead and place a bet at Golden Gate Fields, Twin Spires will, and you place that bet via twinspires.com, their app, you get that racing form for free. And we've used those racing forms now here, going all the way back to 2015 when we first started doing this one. So that's where we got that from. Joe mentioned it a little bit earlier. We will be coming back to you next week twice. So you will first have an opportunity to see that show probably on Friday at some point in time. We'll record our first episode on Thursday night, covering up the or reviewing the Kentucky Oaks card that's coming up on Friday. Fantastic card for the Kentucky Oaks. And then we'll come right back on Friday night. And of course, one of the best cards that you will see all year long, of course, is the Kentucky Derby right there from Twin Spires at Churchill Downs. And I promise you, Ray will be here for both of those. There's no way he's going to miss those. So, guys, you got anything you want to share with anybody before we depart for the evening?
Nothing related to horse racing.
No.
Looking
All right.
forward to the week.
Well, he wasn't here tonight, but he's a part of our show. So for Ray Tirado and for Steve Newsom and Joe English, my name is Rich Sharp. Our show's called Tournament Horse Racing. Everybody, hey, good luck and good night. We'll see you next week. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night.
Good night.